one on the left would be the evil one, the one on the right would be the good one. But for the fucktard human, the one on the here would be the good one, and that one would be evil one. So
why would that be?
Because we want to get the fucktard humans to worship evil, so we get them to worship evil. So this here we've got the Kabbalistic pillars to constrict the ley line. Why? So we can funnel the ley line energy into our hell generator. And then remember after that we had the -I hell generator, one to hellize the males, one to hellize the general population. Then we had the obelisk one after that. So you can see extreme changing of the ley line system. This is the big southerly ley line system that comes into the country with these innocuous little Illuminati hell engines. The obelisk to control the noosphere using the energy of this ley line, and the church as a big psychotronic generator to feed the Vatican, who've been using complex number space to control the planet. Now, of course, the Vatican have lost control, and they're training up hundreds of exorcists to fight me in the noosphere, not realizing that they've lost the battle. Here, of course, is our left pillar. Left pillars are female.
Why is this left?
Because it's on my left.
As opposed to, well, if you were over there, would be your right.
Yeah, but remember, I've turned my position. So a human faces away from time. A magus or an ipsissimus faces into time. Why? Because if I'm observing what's to come, I can control the past and the present. If I'm a human and I'm looking at the resultant, then I'm simply living in the past all the time and can't control the future, which then can change the past and the present. So you can see.
Why is your sense of reference in terms of what's the future and past?
Because the Earth's axis points to the north and precesses every 26,000 years. So the black magician faces the north axis, and the human cattle faces the south. So it's just because of the alignment of the planet. Remember, we're using the Earth's energy. Your energy is inconsequential compared to that of the planet. It doesn't matter what you do with your energy. It's irrelevant compared to the energy of the planet. The energy of the planet means all these little bubbles are totally controlled. It doesn't matter what the emergency services or Theresa May and her government want, or the Americans or NATO want. They're simply torture toys in the hands of a magus or an ipsissimus. So you can see why the Rothschilds had to destroy Colin Bly after he destroyed the Russians, and after he destroyed the Unions, and when he failed to destroy the Chinese, he'd like a used tampon to be thrown away and stuck in to hell, the fire of hell. And there we've got the male wood chipper to chuck the male energy into. So as soon as he failed with Tiananmen Square, a couple of years later, he went from being a multi-millionaire with a penthouse on Sussex Heights with his 2 factories to being destitute, only allowed £8,000 left, and having to live in his friends' houses as an itinerant healer. So the Rothschilds want black magicians to do their bidding, but once they're finished, they make sure, either by legal means, remember his fall was by legal means, Lloyd's name, or by accident with the fire service or illness, that they're gone because they're a threat. Remember, the Rothschilds are terrified of people like me because they know we control reality. So they build them up and then knock them down. The Wicker Man ritual. Unfortunately for them, I'm too powerful for the Rothschilds and simply use the Rothschilds as torture toys, as we see with Annabelle Rothschild, the first of the many Rothschilds to be slaughtered by this technology. And for the CIA, of course, it's a proof point. We do the video, Annabelle Rothschild dies, and then we wait for the next Rothschild to die. Now we see with this pillar, it's not a simple pillar. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got our 3 space again, but we've also embedded in the 5 with these slantings. And we've also, of course, got the 1, but the 2 levels of the 1, because we've got the 1 down here and the 1 here. So they're all embedding within the Fibonacci series. They're absolutely addicted to the Fibonacci series. Here we've got the 4, 3 space. On top, of course, flaring out. Why? This builds evil. And on top... Why? All the energy is condensed, made a higher frequency. So you can get higher frequency evil from one of these. So by placing one of these on there, I can charge my Lucifer stone with high energy evil to, just like Green Lantern's ring, charge it up with evil. So I can douse, you can douse evil. So you'd see the squares, which start off small, when you charge them up, you get a nice big set of squares. So you're increasing the size of the square you can make simply by feeding off the ley line system, and this tunes it to topping up with evil. And really, if you're going to top up properly, you'd want to go up the top there and get the higher up there, the higher the frequency of evil. See?
And what's the purpose of this stone top?
That's think of it, a giant energy flame, which is getting the scalar from the ley line system, and you've got a huge source of scalar evil up the top, which is available for use. And by combining the two, you've got your digital engine, the 1 and the 0. Think of this as making things 0 and the other one as making things 1, in order to have a digital language of machine code to use good and evil to manipulate reality. You know, all digital technology is 1s and 0s. So with this technology, you can digitize the ley line system, and with your 1 and 0 psychotronic generators, this is a 0 psychotronic generator. You can charge that up with the negative 0 energy. So you've got your 0 in there, and you've got your 1 in one of these. Or you can have a little baby one. You've got a baby one somewhere. Yeah, baby. Then you can start putting that energy body inside that energy body, or a small one inside a large crystal one, which is a whole other range of technologies. So it's just a technology that gives and gives for people who understand and have the crystals. Any fucktard can buy a crystal, but of course they haven't got the keys. That's why you might say, why have the Illuminati lost power? Well, Colin Bly gave him the keys. He needed the keys to the castle to destroy the Russians and to destroy the Unions, and then I simply took the keys off Colin, so Colin couldn't give the keys back to the Rothschilds, and the new Rothschild magus that they decided in their rituals would be the next guy that would take over the technology. So that meant that when the Rothschild magus, and there aren't any maguses because I've psychically chopped off their heads, as in Katy Perry's Hey Hey video, where she chops off her own head, their entire energy system, which they built over millennia, has been hijacked by yours truly and is now being used against them. And whatever they do to try and get it back, they can't, because Colin Bly gave them the keys. I've got the keys, and the only people who get the keys off me will be the children, and I hate children and avoid women like the plague. So as you can see, the keys to all this technology are permanently lost to the Rothschilds and the Freemasons and the Illuminati and the deep state, and they're panic-stricken. So you might ask, why haven't they assassinated you? I've answered your question. If they assassinate me, what's going to happen to the keys? Lost forever. Oh my goodness. So you can see why I can simply swim out to the end of the pier and back every day without being pulled under by SBS divers, because they're desperate to get their keys back. And they can't get their keys back if I'm dead. They're permanently gone. Good, eh? I love it. Shall we adjourn to the other side? So here, of course, we've got the good pillar, which for the fucktard Goyim is the evil pillar. So this is all the bad stuff. This is the stuff I should avoid. I should go over there and pray and become a new ager and pump love and light and do everything I'm told is good over there. But this is all evil. This is nasty. I'm a millennial. I need to be in my safe space. Oh, I can't go near this. This is. Oh! It's frightening me. It's frightening me. Oh my goodness. Well, in fact, from the black magician's point of view, this is good. This is all the good stuff. So you see why New Agers are fat, poor, stupid, and have done nothing to make the world gooder, but have made it eviler, because they have been working from the other side. So you might explain why, if God's so good, hasn't he made the world into a paradise? Well, it's explained. All of his minions who are worshipping the Elohim are making the world eviler. So Satanists who go around slaughtering the Christians and their babies and their children and all that stuff are actually making the world a better place. And they're the ones who are the billionaires, trillionaires, quadrillionaires and A-listers, and all going to their eyes wide shut parties, or if they're Hillary Clinton's mob, torturing, butchering and eating babies, the Pizzagate stuff. Which all, of course, is the technology of Kalki, the 10th avatar of Hinduism, which we'll explain later on. So here, of course, we're absorbing the good stuff. So in this one, you can absorb there we go. And here we're going to take away the good from this to increase the evil of the UK. Very simple technology. Squares are the realm of the solid. Circles are spirit. And if you've got power rings, then the little diamond would be spirit. So we've got 18 there for the 666, so that hellizes anyone I come near. And that one, of course, is the spirit, to trap the spirit of the male within the female energy to wicker man them, or on the other finger, fifth finger, to have all the energy of the witches and the females coming to me. So power rings are a must for black magicians. And I'm not a black magician, I'm what we would call a grey magician. What's a grey magician? A grey magician is one who uses black magic and white magic. I use white magic on myself and black magic on everyone else. There you go. Why? Only child, so I don't like sharing. Even with vampire technology, I just make more copies of myself. So instead of running in one body, I run in multiple bodies. So we've got Nick Elmer Fudd Richardson, who does all my pictures and all that sort of stuff. The Great Lord Beast, who's my consigliere, who goes around murdering people and drop Fukushima, who does all the hardcore nasty stuff. And Mike, Count Yaderberg, who does all my courier stuff, all my computer stuff. So as you can see, having your body in various other bodies makes sense. What do they get in return? All long life, psychic powers, and they get richer, more powerful, younger. So as you can see, it's quite a good bargain. And I prefer just lazing down the beach doing nothing, or drinking loads of beer. So as you can see, I don't want to work too hard in this body. Hard work. Shall we move down to the next psychotronic generator? It's debt. Now I'm a trillionaire. You've got my debt. That's how the Western economy. So we're running a debt economy. So this is a debt engine applied to their psychotronic generators. There we are. And then we can now suck up more female energy than we could before. So the more evil I put onto people, the more powerful I become. because they get more debt. That's how the economy works. It's a debt economy. Same with power. Remember, money is just complex number electricity. So Annabelle added to the mix, and we got the -I bit to make it reality by Katy Perry, who I bought off Lucifer, to give me that side of the diagram. Because remember, I haven't sold my soul to Lucifer, and I'm not going to burn in hell when I die. So I need one of Lucifer's works of art from his collection. And remember, she's got 10 billion views. That's a woman with 100 million followers on Twitter. So she's got the most followers on Twitter on the planet. So you can see why I had to have Katy Perry for my collection, because she was a must for the -I part of this technology. And since acquiring her, I've gained absolute dominance over the Rothschild filth. And as you can see with Theresa May and her government, they're in complete chaos because they've lost control of reality. And you can see why I've got so much about A-listers on my website, psychicwarfare.com, because they're needed for this technology. Remember, males are only one part of the soliton, you need the females as well. And in Madonna's time, when I was younger, there was only Madonna who led the music industry. Whitney Houston wasn't into Satanism and was sacrificed. I remember she became a crack whore, died in the bath, and a daughter also died the same fate. So it's the perfect sacrifice. So Madonna was the undisputed queen. But remember, in Madonna's time, we didn't have 10 billion views, we didn't have Twitter and all the other Facebook, all the worship. So the witches are a prime supplier of the 5 to myself, and they all bow down to me, whether they like it or not. And I use Taylor Swift as my Wicker Woman, and all the evil, all the badness that comes to me, I put into Taylor. So she's my picture of Dorian Gray as I get younger, more beautiful, more handsome, more wonderful, more generous, more amorous, more modest. Taylor gets fatter, older, and her thighs swell out and her face goes horseier. So look at Taylor Swift 2007, compare it to now, and that's why, of course, I trapped her in the bird's nest in the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium. Remember, the Philadelphia Eagles won the NFL. You support Gridiron, don't you? When I said I was going to suck out Timberlake at the halftime show and then make sure that Tom Brady fucked up and lost the game for them. I was on the Rent show, I said I was going to do it, and then it happened. Bang! All that energy from the NFL coming to me, and now of course I can stick the -I of the hell-eyes Taylor Swift into NFL to hell bomb America, the hell bomb technology. So she's up there in a bird's nest, stuck there. It broke, so she's just swaying there with all the little minions clicking beneath. You can see the pictures, Taylor Swift in the bird's nest, and in Kabbalah, the Jews, now the super Jews, my people are the super Jews, all the sins of the world are dumped on the Good Shepherd, or in this case the Good Shepherdess, because I like equal opportunities. So instead of burning men in a wicker cage, we just burn Taylor Swift psychically, and all the sins from me and my vampires go into Taylor Swift and the Swifties, hellizing the Swifties and Taylor Swift, turning her into horse-faced hefty girl. And I go from being an old ugly man, as my friends can attest when they first met me, to a younger, handsome, wonderful, super modest man who is trying to help the world. I'm helping the world. The more money you give me, the more I help you. The less money you give me, the more I hellize you. It's quite simple. It's the economic equation. So you can see Taylor Swift is the Good Shepherd, and all the sins of the world are dumped on the Good Shepherd so that the super Jews can get all the good things in life. That's what the Illuminati have been using, and now I'm using Taylor Swift and the Swifties for that. And thankfully we can add to that Annabelle Rothschild and all of the Rothschild sows. And of course, thankfully, when the Crown Prince, the fucktard, Nathaniel, was married to Annabelle, when a man fucks a woman, there's energy tentacles here that go into the female and pull out her energy. So there's loads of Annabelle Rothschild energy in Nathaniel. So not only can we poison the female Rothschilds using Annabelle Rothschild, but we can poison Nathaniel and the male Rothschilds. So as you can see, it's just a weapon system that gives and gives, and allows us to think of it as the D-Day landing. Here we are, we've got the brave allies led by Attila the Hun Rifat, or Tony Stark Rifat, ready to break into the Zionist empire of the Rothschilds. We have our D-Day landing, which is Annabelle Rothschild. And of course Annabelle has her energy in Nathaniel, who's going to be the new leader once Jacob, the evil guy from The Simpsons, dies. And we can then start hellizing the male Rothschilds and all the other Rothschilds using Annabelle. And also remember, Annabelle was one of these beautiful people, friends with all the fashion industry, so we can then use the fashion industry to hellize, put the minus eye of Annabelle and Tara Palmer Tompkinson, who was a cousin of the royal family, who also died because of this technology. And Steve McQueen, the fashion designer, who killed himself. All of this minus eye can be dumped into the fashion industry, which the Rothschilds are wearing, so that we've got the Rothschild's eye inside the fashion designed by the minus eye to give us the 5, which then we can control timelines or make me live to 200, looking like a 40-year-old. So you can see this technology which I talked about on the board. It seems boring, but when you start applying it, it's sexy, because everyone is dropping dead, killing themselves, and all the news in the world is being made by this technology. And as you can see, the infrastructure of every Western city has all these engines built into it. But you fucktards don't know what's in front of you, because you're all goyim scum who are only there to lick the anuses of the Rothschilds, or now my vampires, and feed us energy and money, and be debt engines. So let's wander on now to the male psychotronic generator to do love and light to the Rothschilds and the rest of the world. Remember, love and light. You go in around that side.
Rolling.
And so what do we hold the -1 in? We've got our nice seashell pointed to the south, and as you can see we've got the petal thing. Which has got our 7 petals for manifestation. This is a shell to store the -1, and this is to block the -1, all that nasty south stuff. Remember, the -1 added to 1 gives you death, -1 and 1 makes 0, from the upline, Queen Victoria. So this is a shield, a -1 shield to protect Queen Vic from the nastiness of -1. And on this side we've got the square block, which is the earth for the Black Magician. So the Black Magician, simply here you can put your crystal on there to protect you from the -1. And again. And then we can add, where's the Annabelle cunt? Give me the Annabelle cunt. We need the Annabelle cunt minions. Minions! Annabelle cunt! Lay the cunt in the
shell.
Yeah, but make sure you don't touch it. You might want a stone to put on it. So now we put the Annabelle cunt upside down. Is she upside down? Yeah, don't use that. That's the wrong way. That's it. That's how cunt should be, hung up by their one leg. That's it. Perfect. God, this minion is good. You can be chief minion.
I have meaning to my life.
Yeah, chief minion. Right, so now we're going to destroy this shield from the Rothschilds, Nathaniel, and of course all the A-list women, so we can go around killing A-list women. Because remember, it's Me Too, so if the men have got to die in wars, let's add the females as well. So we get rid of it again. We put the evil to destroy the shell. Not for me, of course, because I'm the Black Magician. That's why, of course, I left foot on there to upload all good stuff of protection. And remember, this ley line's a sexual energy. So sex, the energy of humans, they're protecting the A-list women like the Queen, the Rothschilds, Rockefeller women from the -1 using this innocuous little thing in Brighton. So destroying this will mean that the Queen, the Rothschilds and the rest of the A-list women will be dying like flies. The effects will be horrendous, and we're amplifying it with the Rothschilds' Sal, Annabelle, first wife of Nathaniel, and her energy is in Nathaniel, so it will also destroy within the Rothschilds their ability to block out the -1 of the South, which is the energy released in wars. -1 generators are wars, and in complex number electricity and money, that's the energy you get from a short circuit. So when you put two live wires together, that's all producing this massive -1. Poison that again. And the good thing is, the Illuminati scum wouldn't have even realised the use of this, because it was built in George IV's time, and the black magicians that built this, long dead, and they're highly secretive, so they wouldn't have even told future Illuminati the importance of this innocuous little object. And then of course we take the ring off. Yeah. We got the Hell Ring, which puts the 7, the evil of the red Satan. So we're satanizing this for all but me, because remember, I want everyone dead apart from me and my vampires. I don't mind if you live a bit longer to feed me and pay me, but immortality should only be for the vampires. Then of course we have this ring, which we take off. Oh, we've got all the female energy now. There we are. Won't come off. There we are. Bloody woman, get off. That's it. Like two dogs stuck together. And then we stick that on that. So that hellizes the male energy, the 8, using the female's energy. So that allows me then to pump evil into the male via the female. So the females are used as the weapon system. That's why I've got Katy Perry fucking Bloom, so she's pumping all the minus iron damnation into Bloom, who is an Illuminati, went to some Illuminati school and is supposedly an Illuminati knight. So we can then poison the Illuminati using Bloom and get the male version of the minus eye.
He also did a ceremony with the knife and spears at in the underground.
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to be an Illuminati knight, but in fact he's an Illuminati fucktard. So you can see why I want Bloom being fucked by Perry, because all that minus eye from Perry is going into Bloom to convert him and the male Illuminati into minus eye. Damn. So it's what you would call Typhoid Mary. So if you want to sell your soul, you can do it by selling your soul, or you can fuck Katy Perry or Rihanna or other witches who've sold their soul to Lucifer and get damned that way. So you see Lucifer's mad keen on the witches poisoning as many men as possible, which of course is Eve, Garden of Eden, with the serpent. And you see why I've got the rocks here, which is the north. These are all the north bit, the rocks. And these will be fragments from Neolithic sites. They went around the country and brought them into Brighton. So some of these will certainly have come from Neolithic sites.
And the importance of that would be?
The energy from those Neolithic sites brought to Brighton to raise the frequency. So, next we're going to adjourn to the male statue, which of course isn't blocked from the -1, and in fact is the ritual sacrificial lamb. So this is the male psychotronic generator. Yet again, 3 space, 1, 2. Then we got our plinth. If you want to be irksome, 4, but that's 1, 1, 2, 3. So that's still a 3. So as you can see, they've embedded the Fibonacci series to get that 3 space. And the 4th term, which is 3, and the 3rd term, which is 2, acts as a time density generator. So energy always goes from the 4th term, which is 3, to the 3rd term, which is 2, which gives us the principle of time density, which the Russians have been on. Hence the...
What do you mean by being on? Did they talk about time density?
They did the research on it. They came up with time density. And time density loss produces cause, time density gain produces effect. So at the Eurovision Song Contest, time density loss by the English, where the Albanian wanker came on and spoilt the English Eurovision Song Contest. The Israeli woman doing the chicken song, remember the Goyim and chickens with the Katy Perry cats, absorbed the energy, but the cause was the destruction of the English to charge the Israelis. So when the Israelis tried to use that to get the English team to win the World Cup, they couldn't, because the energy they got to power themselves up was destroying the English. So they destroyed themselves, short-circuited, trying to power up the England team, when in fact the energy they got to power themselves and do the Eurovision Song Contest and get Wonder Woman, who's Gail Godot, the Israeli, was all destroyed trying to get the English team to win the World Cup. So you can see how I booby-trap psychic warfare, and because of course Uri Geller is a fucktard and the Israelis don't have top physicists like myself to explain to them, they destroy the entire Israeli psychic warfare program because of trying to short-circuit it. So as you can see, letting people win, you can poison the chalice, like with Abramovich. Give me £10 million, otherwise I destroy Chelsea. No, I'm going to Putin, get the Russian psychic warfare program to stop you. We won the Premier League. We've won. No, because next season, after I've poisoned you, you'll get kicked out of the country. They won't let you back in, and Chelsea will get fucked. Now they're suing Conte because they don't want to give them the £9 million they owe them. So now Chelsea is in chaos. All the players want to leave because of me, and Abramovich had to become an Israeli citizen just to be able to come back into the UK. And even then they'll kick him out if he does anything like work. So you can see how much fun it is. He could have just paid me $10 million and I'd have got Chelsea to win the Premier League every season. Ching, ching, ching. Instead of which I got Man City to win the Premier League because they're a nice Muslim team and I'm the upline for all Muslim energy on the planet because Daddy was a Turkish Cypriot Muslim. That's all male energy football. So this collects all that football energy, NFL energy, or male energy. It's not protected from -1 being killed in violence and wars, because that's protected, the female's protected behind her shell, and as one can see, it then goes upwards. No constrainers of the ley line system. This is just a little island in the stream. We've got the plinth. The plinths always are there to concentrate the energy at high frequency, and up there we've got the man, the male archetype, who of course died. Remember, he died before Queen Victoria. And which way is he pointing? Which way is he looking?
East. He's looking off to east, southeast. Southeast.
Yeah, which is the -I going to -1 position.
And his hand, what's the symbol of his
hand? Right hand, so he's giving energy. So that's a male. This is a male statue that's agreed to -I and -1. -I damnation, -1 dying in wars or dying of illness, giving away its energy to whoever controls the black shit to cause -I and -1. So as you can see, just by chance, this is a male generator to hellize males yet again. So all the males, upline all the males, and then we upline them, and then we do them in like Johnny Depp. 2/3 of a billion gone mad, blah blah blah. Keith Cobain, Brad Pitt with his split up from Angelina. Sacrificing males, the Wicker Man ritual is embodied in Illuminism and is in this generator. So in this, I don't actually want to be absorbing any energy from this. So all I do is just add to the damnation of the males, because you can get energy without contaminating yourself simply by adding debt. So we're going to add debt to the male. And some more minus I. There we go. But we don't want to upload any energy, because remember this is tuned to uplining. So I'm an upline for all the male super magicians. So that's tuned to directing me to damnation and -1, which is war or physical death. So you don't want to be absorbing anything. So I'm adding my debt to that to inure me from this nasty thing. As you can see, Illuminati don't like males. Males are just there to be sacrificed. So let's move on now to the pavilion. So this is the Royal Pavilion, Prince Regent's Palace. As you can see, it's aligned to have its big flat face in complex number space. You enter, the entrance is in I space. The -I is over that side. All the technology, all the ley line stuff going down to the fountain is on the -I side. And the Prince Regent had a special library and water funneled in from the sea up there to turn it into a organ chamber. And there's a pipe running down to the sea. And as you can see, it's constructed to be a big cathedral to magic. He's brought in all the energy from the Far East, which links up to Kalki. So you can see this is a gigantic Kalki generator. Kalki being the 10th avatar of Hinduism, who does no good, but just goes around feeding off evil and destroying evil. Literally an evil vampire that feeds off evil, destroying evil by growing stronger from evil. And there's a picture of Kalki in Hinduism. He's the ultimate badass, the anti-hero that never does a good deed in his life, but simply slaughters and is an apex predator that picks on the evil A-listers. So that's my complete methodology. I simply eye to the eye Kalki. Remember, there are a billion Hindus. Simply walk into Hinduism, walk into the Hindu avatar and manifest the avatar Kalki for the slaughter of all the evil ones. Remember, we're at the bottom of the Kali Yuga, so everyone on the planet's evil. Anyone who pumps goodness into the world is feeding evil and therefore evil. So all the light workers, by definition, are evil. Appearance of the Kalki avatar. Thereafter, at the conjunction of the two yugas, the Lord of Creation will take his birth as the Kalki incarnation, become the son of Vishnu Yaza. At this time, the rulers of the earth will have degenerated into plunderers, Rothschilds, kleptocracy. O Kesava, O Hari, who have assumed the form of Kalki, you appear like a comet and carry a terrifying sword for bringing about the annihilation of the wicked barbarian men at the end of the Kali Yuga. That's when everyone is evil. So we've got our psychic sword, negative torsion field generator to hellize the plunderers, that's the Rothschilds, and the rest of them. Lord Kalki, the Lord of the Universe, riding his swift horse, Devadatta. And remember, his horse is Taylor Swift. If you look at the Taylor Swift video where she turns into a horse, I'm riding the bitch, and all of her Swifties are powering me. And sword in hand will travel over the earth, exhibiting his 8 mystic powers and 8 special qualities of Godhead, which means it's got to be a male. So it's can't be a female, because 8 is the number for the male. displaying his unequalled effulgence and riding with great speed. That's of course whipping the arse of my horse Taylor, who's giving me loads of power. He will kill by the millions those thieves and rogues who have dared dress as kings. That means killing all the A-listers. So that's why I do what I do. I've simply got the avatar Kalki as my manifestation, and all those billion Hindus are powering yours truly. So if you think this is really evil and nasty, yes, but it's there to kick the badasses into oblivion, because you can't get over Kali Yuga, which is the realm of total evil, until you've killed all these vermin, the Rothschilds, which then allows you to get back to the golden age. So all the light workers are going to be slaughtered like dogs as well, simply because they're feeding evil. And the only ones who survive are the ones that go after the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Bronfmans and the A-listers and the billionaires, and using this technology, kill them all. But of course the profit, because you can kill them slowly and milk them by extortion. So as you can see, highly profitable, and you don't need to conquer the West. You simply use this technology to take over the surviving Rothschilds, and the West is yours, and it can be ruled from Beijing or Moscow or Tehran or Pyongyang or even Caracas. Depends. Whoever masters the technology will master the West. So you can see this is a big Kalki generator. So you see George IV was linking up with the Kalki avatar, hence all this Far East Hindu technology.
In Bullets, that was in the Festival of Speed last week, and they've made the new one that looks quite similar, and they're both trying.
How you do for batteries?
Oh, nice.
It's quite tasty, actually.
How long is that?
Hopefully 30 minutes continuous.
That's good. We only need 30 minutes. So here again we've got another obelisk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 5 bit. Remember, this is a war memorial. 5 pentacle pentagram evil. Then of course we're got our collector up here. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the male principle. Then we've got this bit here, which gives us the 6 we get for our male principle there. Then we've got this top bit, which is 7 manifestation to control manifestation, and then that's screwing eye space so that all of this energy collected from the soldiers, which is -1, is injected into the noosphere. But remember, -1 will just zero the real world. So with this you can get rid of anything in the real world that you don't like, and the -I bit, which is the damned soldiers, can be stuck into complex number space, I to the I, -I to the I, to erase from reality the bits you don't want. So one can think of this, the soldiers simply allow the Illuminati to erase from the world real world things, and then with a complex number, future things. So this can be thought of as a brilliant board rubber, where you can simply wipe off reality, all the bits you don't like, all using...
Are they using the soul energies of the dead soldiers?
Yeah.
Why are they damned?
Because they fought for evil and died for evil and accepted the contract. It's a contract. So when you join the army, there's a codicil, which they don't see, where they sign up. They're signing a contract to sell their soul to the great Lord Lucifer. So, you know, when you sign up, you have to sign papers. And the papers, of course, have got codicil.
What is that exactly?
That's the bit added on when you think bits of paper, the small print.
Yeah.
Which then allows their souls to be sold. Remember, under British maritime law, all Western citizens are chattel and can be traded. So all the major banks are trading the population chattel. Yeah, British maritime law. So the codicil to that is that all the souls of the humans under British maritime law can be sold to Lucifer by the Illuminati. So your soul's for sale. Annie's, Duncan's, all saleable.
And how do you refute that?
How do you refute? Well, you have to actively. It's one of those contracts where if you don't do nothing, you accept it. So you have to actively refute it. And actively refuting is a whole new thing. You'd have to pay me to show you how to refute. Otherwise, that would be encroaching on the great Lord Lucifer's business.
And what do you mean by the great Lord Lucifer?
That in the noosphere, in the noosphere, you've got an entity that's fed by the humans, horror films, the church, and all the other things, black magic, all the Luciferians. So it actually builds like a tulpa, an entity that's the great Lord Lucifer.
That's a thought construct created by us.
Yeah.
Or was it there already?
What other alien civilizations have similar beings, and they're all so similar. So you can imagine it's a megaversal entity with its Earth version here. Let's move on to the altar. Minion trolley.